And you're listening to the Offbeat Business Show. Hi, this is Susan Hamilton. Thank you so much for joining us over lunch, sharing your valuable lunchtime with us. I've got another incredible guest with us today. I'm talking to Chef Idalee Cathcart because she's doing some fantastic things with her business, and I want to share all of that with you in an effort to put a light bulb on. I hope one of these ideas inspires you and excites you, and you think to yourself, that sounds like a good idea to me. Chef Idalee, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So you have been up to a bunch. When I first met you, you had just come back from the governor's inaugural.
Yes, in Austin. Yes, it was fabulous. Yes.
What an exciting time. And
It was
since
wonderful.
then, I've just been listening and paying attention to that because I think a lot of business owners don't think about participating in, American patriotic culture in that way. So that really inspired me.
Yeah. I'm very passionate about helping the military. Our veterans is what makes this country what it is.
You had some wonderful new products that you were able to share. Do you want to
Thank
tell
you.
our audience about that?
Thank you. Well, I've got an all-natural line of coleslaw sauce on the market. And thank you. And everyone laughs because I'm a pastry chef.
Okay.
Chef, what are you doing with coleslaw? Okay. But it was basically a recipe that was handed down to me from my mother, and I turned it into a formula and did a lot of tastings, and I had chefs tell me it was the best they ever had. So I was very highly encouraged about a year and a half ago to get it on the market, and I have. And of course, I also have my signature truffle that I've been selling since the 1980s,
Nom nom.
which is the Idalees of Texas.
Oh, that's exciting.
So, yeah, so thank you. And like I said, I enjoy helping the veterans. I'm a passionate patriot. My father did consulting for the military, NASA as well. And my brother was in the Army, and my uncles were in the Army.
Well, so tell me, did any of that kind of bleed into the discipline and your work ethic? Because you're a very hard working woman. When you
Yeah.
tell me about your schedule, I just go, wow. Yeah.
I don't sleep much. Yes.
But
So-
you're always in a good mood. I haven't seen you cranky yet.
No, I don't. No, I don't do that. I don't do that. It's just my way. I was raised with a lot of discipline.
Yeah.
Rules, boundaries, and limitations.
That helped you and didn't hinder you, huh?
Correct.
That didn't turn you into a part of a person?
Oh, that inspired me. To just floor. Just soar. But I think that it's very, very important to have rules, boundaries, and limitations. And I've done consulting for school districts, try and help with childhood nutrition. And I think that's very, very important because that's our next generation.
Absolutely.
And to help them understand the passion I feel for the military is awesome. That they can know how much it takes to protect our country and how important it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll do whatever I can to help them.
And so when you're bringing these ideas and these consultancies into the school districts and you're working with them, do you think that discipline in these areas is really one of the chief problems with our diet? What would you say is going on with the American diet today?
Well, I think that parents think that they're so busy that they don't have time to cook or learn how to cook. But what's unfortunate is that they don't realize, because when I talk to parents, they say, oh, well, I can't afford those kind of foods, the healthier foods. And I said, well, let me ask you a question. How much does it cost you to take your child to the dentist? Oh my gosh, my kid had eight cavities. Okay, how much did that cost you? How much does it cost you to take your kid to the doctor? Okay.
Right.
So when you put all that together, cooking healthier foods, being more responsible in what you give your children actually costs you less.
It does, and when I was raising my kids, the same, I cooked, I baked.
Did you?
I've always enjoyed being in the kitchen, and I found it as an educational way to kind of hang out with the kids. That was how we spent our time. We did math, if I could help them understand what a quarter cup meant. Now we could get something done, and I felt like we
Yeah.
could connect on those areas.
That's beautiful.
And well, my mother did that with me, so we had that
Very
discipline in there from family business. My father was a veteran, and so we come from that also. I think there's a strong connection there, a strong vein through our American culture, that if you are not currently in a family or a business where there is a veteran, chances are you were impacted by one. I really doubt that you're
Yes.
going through a life in business and that hasn't been a part of your journey, that we've had a chance to be exposed to those mindsets. And that's amazing. I'm so proud of my daughter right now, Staff Sergeant in the United States Marine Corps.
Oh, that's
And
fabulous.
and how I've seen her grow as a young lady.
Really?
You know, I wish I could take credit for it. I can't.
Where's she
She's
stationed?
fantastic. She's in Quantico.
In
Quantico, Virginia. Yeah. So I get to see her this summer. We're going to go hike the Shenandoah.
Oh,
So tell me,
nice.
is the things that you've learned, what are some healthy things we should think about when we're on vacation taking a hike? Do you have any ideas like this that you can take with you?
When you're taking a hike?
Yes, because I
Okay.
think basically just some vegetables, but that's not enough protein to keep you going through a long hike.
Well, vegetables, do you make your own granola?
No, but I can.
Okay, I can teach you.
I want to learn. I love coconut.
Make sure you're very hydrated. You know, even though you might be on a long mission there, okay, but it's very, very important to stay hydrated and to eat foods that are not that high or not as high in sodium and fat, but also foods that are not processed.
That I think was key for what I, working in the kitchen with my kids.
Yeah.
We never went to the doctors. We when they were very young, we used to go for the allergies and stuff. But when they got older and we got rid of a lot of the processed foods, it was just, we just didn't have those things. We were able to control a lot more salt and fat just by doing, what we're doing in the kitchen.
Eating all natural.
And
yeah.
now I'm all natural. I wasn't then. I was I was cooking and baking. But now I'm a lot more cautious.
That's very good.
I've learned more since then. I've seen some illnesses. I've seen people recover from severe illnesses just by changing and getting rid of all the toxicity they're consuming.
Yes, yes. It's very, very important. I think staying away from certain chemicals that are in foods, is very, very important. I do not eat foods with monosodium glutamate in
Awesome.
it.
Awesome. We were talking the other night about how a member of our family was a restaurant manager, and they were in the old days. She said you just took a great big shaker and you poured MSG on things
Correct.
because it caused them to last longer. I love knowing that about you and
Well, it's
everything.
a flavor enhancer.
Yeah. Well, she had felt very strongly that this had to do with preserving food longer, and I thought, I wonder if there's anything to that. But that wasn't my first thought with MSG either. So I love knowing that about what you're doing with Chef Idalee and everything that you bring to the table, because I don't have to worry about the foods, whether they're sweet, right? Whether it's a sauce for my coleslaw. I don't have to worry about you doing things like that with the food I'm buying from you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
That's exciting. Well, friends, we are about to go to break, and when we get back, we're going to talk more with Chef Idalee. I hope you're enjoying this conversation as much as I am. And we're going to talk a little bit more about the inaugural and some of the plans that Chef Idalee has coming up that you need to know about. This is Susan Hamilton, and you're listening to the Offbeat Business Show.